Hey, Johnny. Thanks for
Hey, how you
thanks
doing,
for
Angel?
talking to the Beaver Lake Sail Club about the Judi Walker Memorial Spring Series. Um,
I'm
Welcome. I hope you're
welcome
having
to
a
be here.
good afternoon today. It's been a beautiful day. I don't know if you've had a chance to get on the lake to do any sailing today. Have you had a chance to get down to the club today?
That was a negative. I did get a call from somebody up there that said it was beautiful, but not too many people were up there today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So we've got the Judi Walker Memorial Spring Series coming up here this coming weekend. This is March 24th, 2021. And in talking to Bill, I thought, well, you know what? If someone is new to the club, I wonder if it might be a good idea to give some folks a little bit of history around the series, and in particular, tell us a little bit about Judi Walker.
Okay,
So,
doke.
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Judy and I joined the club in 1995, and we bought a Catalina 25 right off the bat and started racing it in the spring series in 1995. Ted Willis was the vice commodore that year,
Hmm.
and we had done racing before in the Red Cross, what was used to be called the Red Cross Regatta, and I had raced Y Flyers previously
Oh,
with
really?
my partner back in the early '80s. So uh, we started racing the Catalina 25, and we raced the boat was called Cure for Dreams because we always dreamed of going cruising someday. So the little 25 was kind of our short-term cure for our cruising dreams. So we started racing her and did quite well.
Yeah.
Judy was a she was an excellent crew. She always wanted help because I would get rather rambunctious and my voice tended to rise. But we were a good racing team,
Yeah.
and we had some familiar names that we kind of got into racing. Jimmy Jimmy and Sue White were
Uh-huh.
some of our first crew before they joined the
Is
club,
that right?
and then Jesse Johnson,
Uh-huh.
he was part of our crew, and this was before he joined and he got into racing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had in the later years, Terry and Roberta Pearson were our main crew. So we raced we raced all the way. The last season we raced together was 2015, and that was the last season before her illness.
Okay. So 85 to 2015.
17 years,
Wow.
and but it was two different boats. In 2012, we started racing the Hunter 28 Casita.
Casita. Do you still have that boat?
I still do. Yes.
Okay. I
So,
remember when I first met you,
mhm.
you said that Judy was more serious about sailing than you. I believe is what
Yeah.
you described it as. Is that
Well, I
true?
made the mistake one time of in a race that the wind was a little light, and, and I kind of started not competing as hard as I normally would, and thinking that might please her, but she got upset a little bit because I wasn't competing hard enough, and she thought we needed to do better if we were going to try to win the thing. So,
So you
she,
almost lost your job.
yeah, she 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 liked to compete. She didn't like the yelling, and she hated bumping. She did not like any type of collision close. She didn't like close racing. That was not.
Oh,
And we
okay.
we we had a few crashes. So,
Hmm.
but she inspired me to continue racing.
So tell us a little bit about Judy as a person.
Well, she was a rabid outdoors person. She
Yeah.
took She loved hiking, sailing. Of course, sailing is what got us our want to go cruising was what brought us together, and that was kind of our basis of our relationship, and we were able to realize that in 2004. I had always said, well, I was taking care of my parents. And I said, Judy, we really can't go cruising till till my parents are kind of gone or something like that. And she said, we're not getting any younger.
Mm-hmm.
So she talked me in 2004. We bought a Irwin 43 cruising boat that we took all through the Caribbean, and we cruised on it for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so in fact, in 2004, the year we bought it, we were bringing it up from Florida up to Alabama for legal reasons, and it was 3 weeks before we were ready to get married. And we were, instead of being here home planning the wedding, we were out in the middle of the Gulf sailing open in an open water sail
Uh-huh.
up to Alabama, and then we jumped in our car, drove back here, and got married. That
Wow.
was in 2004.
So that's real love. I mean, love
Yeah,
of sailing, that is.
yes, we had a special bond there.
That's sweet.
Uh,
So, where was your favorite place that you've been with Judy sailing?
my favorite place is it's in the what we call the Spanish Virgin Islands.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Culebra.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the United States. So I liked it because they have four beautiful beaches, a great anchorage that with mooring balls,
Mm-hmm.
and the people there were very friendly, and they spoke English. A
Okay.
lot of times when you're cruising in the Caribbean, you're cruising the French islands, you're cruising the Dutch islands, and English, English is off and on. So the good thing about Culebra is that the people there spoke English and Spanish too. But
So, what
yeah,
made
that was
that your
our
favorite
favorite
place?
spot.
What made that
And
your favorite place together?
uh,
What made it your favorite place together?
just the fact that everything was when you're cruising, there's what we would call it foraging. It was always you're always looking for the places where you could buy supplies, where you could
Mm-hmm.
get fresh fruits, where you could get ice, where you could get, and then for Judy, it was always where can you do the laundry?
Uh-huh.
Because doing laundry when you're cruising is a challenge because
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass to do it on the boat, and but she so we this place had an easy access laundromat, so we were able to take the dinghy right up to the laundromat.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I wish I'd known her.
yeah. She was heart and soul of the Beaver Lake Sail Club. She organized a lot of the racing programs, and then she was on the board for a couple of years. And
Mm-hmm.
we spent we would spend every weekend up there for a long time on a Catalina 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2012 was when we bought the bigger boat.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about sort of what the Judy Walker Memorial Series is supposed to be about.
Okay. Well, when Judy passed in November of 2017, I had I had made a commitment that I would, while she was still alive, I decided I would be on the board and I would run the racing program for 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So after she passed, the 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 board voted to name the next series the Judi Walker Spring Series. Just
Mm-hmm.
and I was the vice commodore then, so I was running it and doing all the fun stuff that Bill does now.
Mm-hmm.
And So that later that year, after the I campaigned that season with Bill on Jaybird, and we won. We won the first
Oh,
annual
wow.
Judi Walker Spring Series,
Yeah.
and then the board in December of that year, the board voted to make it a perpetual uh, naming of the that every spring series would be in honor of Judi.
You know, what's really nice about it is March is Women's History Month.
Uh-huh.
And Judi celebrating Judi's legacy, not just as a great sailor and someone that's super important to the sail club, but the fact that she's a female sailor
Yeah.
is also just especially special given March is Women's History Month. So
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. So this series is usually the first series of our season. Is
Yes, it'll be 8 races and over 4 different dates, and it it starts this weekend. So
Yes, it does.
I'll be racing with on a Hobie 33 this weekend, and hopefully we'll try to do our best to win the third annual Judi Walker Spring Series.
That's outstanding. Well, Johnny, thank you so much
Yeah,
for chatting with me. I love the photos that you chose. I think they're perfect. They seem to really capture her spirit as a sailor. And I look forward to participating in the series on behalf of the race committee.
great. I One thing I couldn't I had a hard time. I said, God, how of all these times we've raced together, why don't I have a action picture of us racing together? Well, when we were racing, that was the last thing had
Yeah.
on our mind was taking pictures of each other as we were, pulling in sheets and raising sails and
Can you imagine the heat that you would have gotten from Judi if you wanted to take a picture while you were racing?
yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to
that's a
happen.
that's a great point. Great point.
Well, thank you, Johnny. This has been great.
Okie doke. Thanks for your time.